Welcome back, trainers. Welcome back. So we are going to be going over how much Stardust I've spent on all my Pokemon powered up, how much Stardust I have now, and we're just going to cover a few other things. What Pokemon you might want to power up, what Pokemon you might not want to power up, and all that stuff. So I renamed my Mew Xenomorph, which means strange form in Latin, which I took from the movie Alien, you know, the one with the long head and everything. So I think it's a fitting name for Mew. I know those aliens are hideous and this thing's a little cute thing, but you never know what Mew really is. He might be hiding his true form behind that cute little look. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this. So 4 million, this was my 4 million Stardust catch right here. This Abra. Caught this Mew simply because it was right next to me just now. If I don't catch it, my guy's going to keep going back and forth, drifting, and making that Pokemon come into the screen, off the screen. It's just going to keep vibrating. It's going to be very annoying. So on another note, wow, this was great. Yeah, look at that. A recent Gyarados. Huh, look at that. Recently a Gyarados. No, I didn't catch that. Absolutely not. Accidentally evolved it. I wanted to transfer that Magikarp, and I accidentally evolved it. That's the second time I've done an accidental evolution on a Magikarp. So that's 800 candies I've done down the drain. Last time I did it, it was with like a 25 CP. So that was a lot worse. The IVs on this one are not great at all. Decent HP. Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking, should I just transfer it? Because it's almost like a mockery. I just need to get rid of it. I don't want to look at that thing. It's pretty sad. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this. The figure that I have right now, the number that I calculated, all the Stardust that I've spent. Of course, this number is not going to be exact because there's been Pokemon in between that I've powered up and transferred a long time ago. Pokemon that I've powered up a little bit and I just didn't put them into the equation. So we're going to go off of this. So we have, I calculated about 100 maxed out Pokemon. All right, give or take like 10 of those that haven't hit their last power up, with the 15 candies and 10,000 Stardust. So that's quite a bit. 225 Stardust times 100, 225,000 Stardust times 100. It's about 20 million, 22 million around there. So I've spent quite a bit. All right, so it's over 20 million Stardust, easy. I can go over 21 million easy. So looks like let's go ahead and go to Shinobi. I've collected quite a bit of Stardust in my lifetime. You know what they need to add on this? Something that shows how many Pokestops you spun. Wow, I just said that. Something that shows how much Stardust you've spent and how much Stardust you've invested in Pokemon. Not how many Pokestops, because obviously we have that's the backpacker. All right, just very, down to the nitty-gritty details on what you've done in the game. These things are actually recorded, as a matter of fact, because I don't use this anymore. Don't use this anymore, and I absolutely do not recommend you use it. But I probably shouldn't even say the name. It was an IV checker, not Calci IV, which I've deleted and removed anything like that from my phone. But what it did was, it got all your data, and it showed how much Stardust I've spent. That was a long time ago, and I'm not going to even install that to check it, because it's not worth the risk at this point with all those red warnings going around. So pretty proud of my Stardust and the investment. So yes, there's people out there with a lot more Stardust. I completely understand that. But the thing is, those people maybe have a lot of invested Pokemon too. Shoot, for all I know. But I know this for a fact, that I've maxed out quite a few Pokemon. Now, which one of these do I regret powering up? Which one of these Pokemon am I absolutely just completely satisfied with powering up? Let's go over that right now. So starting from the top, and if I go through all of these on which ones I like and which ones I don't, this video is going to be an hour. So I'm just going to make this very brief. The Slackings, I didn't power those up. I think I powered up the one that's over 4,000 once. I think once or twice. I don't regret those. A lot of people don't like them. Even some people delete them so they're not the very top. I don't care. They're very nice. They're very, good. You can put them in a gym and they can do work. Yes, the yawn isn't doing anything, but that play rough really is a killer, especially if they're using fighting types. So that's a fun one to drop. I'm happy with that. Groudon and Kyogre, happy with those. Mewtwo's, yep. Ho-Oh, I'm happy with it. Its relevancy within the game can be debatable, but I'm still happy powering up that Ho-Oh. My Tyrannotars, those are basically a must-have. And then my Kyogre, or not my Kyogre, my Rayquazas are, I'm happy with those. Obviously, they're the best dragon attackers. One is 100, so perfect. And then we have Metagross, absolutely happy with that. That Groudon, I am happy with that as well. No, it's good. It's good. All of these, satisfied with. The only debatable ones is, my Rhydons, which I'm still okay with because technically, they're going to get another evolution. And when they do, I'll be able to evolve them and they're going to be maxed out. They're both, oh, this one needs one more power up. And yeah, that one's completely maxed out. So happy with those because Rhyperior is going to be an outstanding Pokemon when it comes out for Gen 4. Whew, I can't wait. Gen 4 is going to be probably the most exciting generation of Pokemon released because everybody's so prepared and ready and so embedded within the game. We're ready for these new type of Pokemon. We've been saving up and preparing ourselves, so it's going to be fantastic. Donphin, I don't regret it, but at the same time, it's not too relevant. It's strong and it's fun to drop in a gym. It's got fairly good defense. The only thing I would change with it right now is its Earthquake. Yes, I would make it play rough because technically I'm not really using it for any one specific type of Pokemon. And I usually maybe sometimes drop it in a gym from time to time. Now, if I had play rough, that would be more of a complication for the attacker. And that's that. So I'm still okay with this one. Donphin is on my main team in the main series game, so I had to show it a little love. And then we have all these that I'm absolutely happy that I powered up. Now, let's get into this. The Machamps, absolutely, because, I needed those. They're the top fighting type attacker in the game, and fighting types are the most relevant type within Pokemon Go, I would say, at the moment. Now, Flareon was a good power-up. It's a 100. I use it from time to time. There's better choices, but it's still a darn good attacker with high attack, not too much defense or HP, but it still can get the job done. Now, these two Alakazams, absolutely happy with those. The thing is, their IVs are not great because I powered these up a while back, but that's okay. It's like, they're not below 50. I think one's like 78. That's the lowest, but still pretty high to power and max out a Pokemon. I do believe they still need, oh, this one's maxed. Does this one max as well? This one needs another power up too. Okay, so we will be getting into the Pokemon that I do regret because there is in fact a couple, but the reasoning is a little bit different than you would expect. It's not because their performance is not great, it's because I powered up too many of them. Alright, so we'll go ahead and look at that in a second. Now, my Persian, oh man, I'm super happy I did this because, well, it's one of my favorite Pokemon, and I don't know if you've seen me take out Dragonites about, with over 3,000 CP with this cat right here. Yes, it is Mr. Biggs, and it is a female. Let me explain this for probably the 20th time. Before the Pokemon had genders, I named it Mr. Biggs, and then when genders came out, everything got randomly assigned a gender. This became a female, and I decided to just keep the Mr. Biggs name. So, yeah, there's nothing weird going on there. It's just that. Caught that Persian in the wild, 295. That's pretty silly. Haven't powered up any of those Golducks. Alright, these two right here, don't use them too much. Actually, I use Trigger quite a bit. I don't use this one so much because it has Crunch, and I like to drop it in a gym. I probably should change that up to, let me show you, Wild Charge, like one of these right here, because Snarl Wild Charge is in fact the best defense set for Arcanine when you drop it in a gym. Okay. Poliwrath. I'm starting to click on all the Pokemon. I understand. We'll make this brief. It was an okay investment. I mean, it was fun at the time, and it's still fun to use him. Obviously, he's outranked by a lot of Pokemon, so he's not being used too much, but it was still a worthy Pokemon of powering up. All right, and as we go down, OG Kush, absolutely, that is a 100%. Now here we go with one of the Pokemon that we're probably gonna. This is probably one of the only Pokemon I'm gonna regret powering up. There was about this Golem 1982, and this Golem right here, and Raccoon. I think Raccoon actually has okay IVs. I powered this one up. I regret that because I powered up too many. I wasted a lot of Stardust trying to do that Ninetales raid, which was just like, come on, I shouldn't have wasted my time. And now it's super simple. All you have to do is have a mediocre Gyarados, Waterfall, Hydro Pump, and even a Groudon and the little Weather Boost or not Weather Boost, and you can do it. So that is the only Pokemon that I regret powering up, and that's pretty much it. Now let's go back to the CP lineup here. And as we go down, King Slow, I already passed him. Maggie, that was a good investment. I really like using this Pokemon. Is it very strong? No, it's not the strongest out there, but it's still fun to use because you know me, I like to power up those underused Pokemon, and well, Hitmonchan is one of those for me. Feraligatr, my Leatherhead here, I'm happy I invested in it. Don't regret it, but I really don't use it much. There's better options, but the thing about this one right here is he's a tanky Pokemon, so he can take quite a few hits and stay in the fight, but he's not dishing out the most damage that you can possibly do. And that, my friends, is about it. We can go over all the Pokemon that I powered up, but you get the general idea. A lot of these have just been evolved or caught like this. As you can see, all these legendary beast dogs are just caught like that. I haven't powered them up, only powered up one of each because I know that there's things coming down the road and I don't want to have like 6 of all these powered up Pokemon and then we get into like Gen 6 and then, you know, my space is completely cluttered with all these powered up Pokemon. Yes, they might be good, but at the same time, there's a variety of different Pokemon out there that you can use that will help you get great raid times, if not even the same raid times as some of these top tier Pokemon. Some of them haven't been released yet, and I'm just waiting for that. Okay, and with that said, let's see. Also powered up my Umbreon here. Happy with that. I haven't maxed it out because I just haven't done it. Excellent Gym Dropper right here. It really can take a hit, and it doesn't really dish out so much damage, but as a defender, it can hurt you quite a bit. But yeah, so that's Umbreon in a nutshell there. And yeah, that's looking like it. Power this one up here. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. Once it's maxed out, surprisingly does a lot of damage, and I'm just contemplating whether or not I should invest anymore. Now, I'm not going to spend any Stardust for a while because I want 4 million to be my, you know, my stop point there. Like I was at 3 million before, I wouldn't go below that threshold. Now 4 million is that new threshold, and I'm only 110 past that. So it's going to be a minute before I power anything up, unless something outrageous happens, in which case I will power up some. So that looks like about it. I think we're going to only see Persian as we go lower down here. I do believe I powered this up a little bit. I regret powering this up. It's a great Pokemon, but I never use it. I never use Typhlosion. Typhlosion is awesome, very cool, looks amazing, and it's pretty strong. But like I said, I've powered up other fire Pokemon, and to make the investment to bring it up so it actually is doing enough damage to stay on par with my other ones, it's just, you know, not worth it. I might as well just invest in a couple other things, like maybe a Charizard, but I don't know. Anyways, babbling there. And this is as low as we're going to probably go here, Persian. So there you have it, my powered up Pokemon, and 20 million Stardust plus spent, and now I have 4 million, so pretty nice. I'm feeling good about that. So with that said, everybody, thank you for watching. That is my collection. What Pokemon should you not power up out of all of these? I mean, and that's what we're going to get into. You power up whatever you want. Okay, here's the big mystery. What should you not power up or power up? You power up whatever you want. Okay, you can clearly see which ones are the top tiers. You can make those investments, or you can make the investments in the lower ones. The choice is yours. I've chosen to power up weaker Pokemon because that's just the way I like to play. I don't know what your game style is, but you have to just go off of what you like. But make sure to not invest too much Stardust into lower Pokemon. I mean, you can, but make sure you power up some stronger ones so you're going to be able to stay on par with other people and or take out level 3 raids if you need to. So what are the most useful ones out of all of these? I would have to say Machamp, Gengar, Tyranitar, my Mewtwo, Kyogre, not so much Groudon, not so much Groudon, and let's see, Dragonite is pretty useful. I mean, depending. I don't technically use it to take out gyms, but if you're going to, it's fairly good. Rayquaza is also fairly good too for taking out gyms. It's just a glass cannon. Dragonite can take more hits. And let me show you something here. There's obviously Pokemon that are weak, but you know, I've said it before, I have love for them all to a degree. And here, where did he go? Oh, there we are. Now this is a 100 and it doesn't max out very high, but it still could put in work at the gym. I've taken out a Snorlax, an Aggron, and a halfway through a Blissey with just one. Alright, those were not maxed out Pokemon, but their hearts weren't completely low either. So there is Pokemon out there who just don't get very high and are not going to be too beneficial for you as far as saving potions and taking out raid bosses. A lot of these Pokemon are just for fun, but you also need to keep in mind one day we might get Mega Evolutions, and a lot of these Pokemon are going to make a hard comeback, and one of those we're looking at right now. That's right, this guy is going to make a comeback one day. I really, really hope so. So, alright, now, with that said, everybody, thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you on my next video. Take care.